Hi, so it's been a while since my last Inkscape tutorial. I've been making GIMP and Blender tutorials lately on my main channel, and now I decided to get back here on my Inkscape channel and make a new video. Now this tutorial is inspired by a friend of mine who lives in Boston and who likes to make shirts as a hobby, mainly for his friends, family, colleagues, and sometimes he will make a design and sell a few shirts. If you want to visit him, I'll put a link to his Facebook page in the description. So my friend Brian every now and then will send me an image like this one here. You can see the amazing quality of the image, and he will tell me put some text on the top, put some text on the bottom, and prepare it to be printed on a shirt. So I do that for him. So I decided to make this to a tutorial, so maybe he will start doing himself, and maybe this will help some of you to learn how to do this. So as you can see the amazing quality of this image, you can see the width and height, and you can see all of these, I don't know what to call it, and the image looks pretty bad, so we need to clean it up. And the first thing I'm going to do is, and by the way, this t-shirt here is just for a reference to see how our graphic will look on a t-shirt. And let's get started with this image. Make sure it's selected, go to path, trace bitmap, and here we're going to use pretty much the default options. Brightness cutoff, let's check out the live preview and click OK to make the graphic and move it over here to see it. Now notice over here that with these settings we have lost some of the detail. Over here you can see how the graphic looks, and here we have lost some of the details, so we can try and do something else. Select it again and increase the threshold here. Now make sure we don't go too far, because this is going to happen. I think this is good enough. Let's click OK and move the graphic over here, and this is much closer to the original graphic. So if you have a bad quality image like this, you can easily turn it into a vector graphic with this method. And also this is a raster based image made of pixels, and now this is a vector graphic. We can scale it up as much as we want and keep the quality. Now let's close this, we don't need it anymore. Select this delete key to remove it, remove this one too, zoom out, and let's move this over here, and let's make it bigger. To make it bigger, just hold down the control key and scale like this. Hold down the control key with your left mouse button, click on the arrow and drag. So let's now put some text. Now I've been thinking about the text, and I'll do something that he has asked me to do previously, and that's Maso on top and original at the bottom. And Maso is a Boston slang for asshole. So this is what I'm going to do, and I'll select the text tool, click here, caps lock, and then write Maso. F1 key to select this and make it bigger like this. Just again hold down the shift key and the control key and scale up. And now I'm going to change the font, so I'll select the text tool, go over here and write arc, and this font will appear. This is not font that comes with Inkscape. I downloaded it from the font, I think, and it was free, but you can use any font that you like. I'll click on this one to select it, and this is how it looks like. Now to make the bottom text, which will be original, I'll switch to the select and transform tool, Control D to duplicate this, then move it over here, double click to select the text, and then just type original. So the next step, we want to curve the text around this graphic. So I'm going to grab this tool, create circles, ellipses and arcs, hold down the shift and the control key and drag with my left mouse button. And because I think my circle is white, I'm going to change it to black. If this doesn't work, it means that I've done something with my fill and stroke tool here. Let's see what it is. Yes, my opacity is to 0, so I'm going to change this to 100. And I'm actually going to delete this. Just make sure that I'm creating a circle. Hold down the control and shift key and drag like this. And again, our opacity is not changed to 100. This can happen sometimes. Okay. Let's try this again. Yes, this time we are creating a black circle. So hold down the shift and control key, drag, and create a circle like this. Then we're going to place it over here. And let's change the color to slightly gray color like this one and move it to the back with this option. And adjust it a little bit. Let's make it a little smaller. Something like this. Then I'll click on this tool, the Align and Distribute tool. Add to the selection this graphic by holding down the Shift key. Now I have the circle and the graphic selected, and click on these two options to make sure they are aligned. Next I'll select the circle and I'll close the Align and Distribute tool. I'm not going to need it. And I'm going to remove the fill from the circle. Just click on this X key and go to Stroke Paint and add a flat color. And by default this color should be black, but if you messed up with your colors or opacity, just make it black like this so you can see the path. Now because we are going to need two of these, one for the top text which is going to be curved like this, and one for the bottom which is going to be curved like this, we're going to need two of these, and I'd like to put at least one of them on a separate layer. So the way to do this is just open this over here, View Layers, and I'm going to click on this option to create a new layer and just call it Path 1. Click Add, then select this object, right click and choose this one, Move to Layer, and select Path 1 and move it there. Now let's go ahead and create a second path. Just make sure this object is selected, Control D to duplicate it, and then let's click on this option to flip it vertically. Click on that, then create a new layer and call it Path 2. It's automatically added, so just click Add and then right click. Actually click it to select it, right click and move to Layer, Path 2. So move it over there. And let's make this path invisible for now by clicking on this eye. Now let's select this one, Shift key to add the text to the selection. Go to Path, actually go to Text, put on Path, and the text will come on our path. And now what I want to do is make sure I select this one, click one more time to be able to rotate it, and start rotating this like this. Adjust it. Just to make sure it's aligned, I'm going to click and drag a guide from here. Zoom in, holding down the Control key, turning the mouse wheel. You see how this letter is touching over here the guide, but this is not, so it's not aligned properly. Make sure I select the path again and start rotating a little bit like this. Then let's move the path upwards, and I think this is aligned pretty good, so we can drag this guide over here and remove it. And next I'll go to over here to the layers and make this one invisible, and I'm going to make this one visible. So now I'm going to select it, shift click on this text, go to Text, put on Path, then click away, select the path, click on it one more time to be able to rotate this and rotate it like this. Don't worry if it's overlapping the graphic right now. We will fix this later. And let's drag a guide again over here, zoom in, and make sure we align this. Maybe just a little more to the right. I think it's pretty good. Let's remove the guide and let's make the path invisible. We don't need it anymore. We can click on this and we can drag it down, holding down the control key to make sure we don't we can go just upwards or downwards. Okay, and now you see this text is a little bit, the letters are too close together. You can switch to the text tool and use this option, spacing between letters. Make sure we select the entire text and just start expanding the letters like this until we like what we see. And this is not bad. Let's adjust it a little more and maybe grab this one and adjust it downwards a little bit. Now let's first see how this is going to look on this shirt, and then I'm going to show you how you can export it so the graphic can be printed with more than one colors. For example, if you want this graphic to be one color and the text another, I'll show you how to export this in order to be able to do that. First, let's select this, hold down the shift key and add these to the selection, and let's move them over here over the shirt and change the color to white just to see how this is going to look like, to get the basic idea of what it's going to look like if it's printed on the shirt. You can print it like this, or for example you can make it smaller and put it to the right side, or this is supposed to, I think this will be the left side of the shirt. You can see how this will look. Now let's see how we can export this. I'm going to change the color back to black, make it bigger. I don't think we are going to need the layer dialog anymore, so we can just close that. And when I'm going to be exporting, first thing I'll do is create a background. So I'll grab this tool, the create rectangles and squares tool, and drag like this to create a background. I will move it over here and I'll send it all the way to the bottom, and I'll change the color to gray for now. Let's remove the stroke for this rectangle and leave only the fill, which is gray. And we can select, add to the selection this graphic. For example, start the align and distribute tool and make sure this is in the middle of the graphic. Now if the graphic is going to be just one color, and it really doesn't matter if it's going to be white or blue, this is up to the guy who is going to actually print the shirt. The best way to export is with the black color, the graphic digitally, but the guy who's going to print it is going to add the colors. So if it's going to be one color, you can just export it like this. I will change the background to white, make sure it's selected, and then go to File, Export PNG Image, and here I'm going to click on where I want to export it, my desktop for example, and just click Save and then Export, and this will export the graphic. Let's close this Align and Distribute dialog. So if the graphic is going to be more than one color, we need to add registration marks, and this can be almost any shape you want, but I prefer to use stars. So I'll click on this tool, hold down the control key, and again this is white, so we need to change it to black, and increase the corners here so this is a star. This looks good enough. Scale it down a little bit. Let's see where our background was. It's over here, so I'll move it around here. Yes, it's inside the graphic. Then I'm going to duplicate it, Control D, and move it, grab it and move it over here. It's inside the graphic. Then let's select both of these, click on this one, shift click on this one, Control D to duplicate them, hold down the Control key and drag with the left mouse button and position them over here. And as you can see, everything is inside the background. Now these stars, they're not going to be printed on the shirt, but they're going to act as a tool to be able to align the graphic if you have more than one layer. And I'm going to export two layers here, one with just this graphic and one with just the text, so he can print the text with one color and this graphic with another color, and the stars, with these stars he will be able to align them. So all I need to do now is to, if you want to export just the text, make sure I select this one, delete key to remove it, click on the background and export this. We can change the name to something else, text. If you want to save, then export, and it's done. Then Control Z to get back the graphic, delete the text, click on the background, export as, and change the name to skull maybe. Click save, export. And now we have two layers that I can send to him and he will print them out, and then we will be able to print them on a shirt. And the last thing I will usually do is undo this deletion of the text and then just save the project in case, you know, he wants some changes or I spot some mistake later and I want to fix it. So I hope this was useful to you. And if it was, make sure to like the video. If you're new to my tutorials, subscribe, visit my channel for a lot more tutorials, visit my GIMP channel for GIMP tutorials. And if you want to support me and my tutorials, you can donate, link is in the description. So that's it for this one. Bye for now.